Welcome to Sips with Chris, a legacy edition celebrating MLK Day. Welcome, Dr. Chris.
How exactly are you introducing Sips with Chris?
Well, it's my job, actually. Since we can go into our origins a little bit, since I met you and we started this journey, I've been sitting with you for a long time. So.
It's been Hi, friends. This week's edition of Sips with Chris, we are hosting Chadwick Spell. So, and then this conversation is going to be about legacy,
leadership,
and origin. So it's going to be a multi-part series because
who we are,
origin, who we are. So for those of you that came to Caribou in Alameda, we had this picture wall, and it showcased who we were as a brand. Where we started back in 2017, our very first event featuring our green label bottles, and that was hosted in Karen Country Club in Nairobi. And we hosted a dinner.
And we had 3 products.
Yeah, and we brought our wines there and we tested them on the market in Kenya. We wanted to see how they complemented the food that they were crafted to complement. And it was great. And, that was sort of the launch pad for Wachira Wines in a sense, in terms of, taking the baby and presenting it to the world. Because for me, it was a journey that was sort of, it was started, you all have these great ideas and you socialize them, you share them with folks that are close to you. Because, again, you want to kind of protect your baby. And again, having come in from healthcare background, if I'm being honest, I wasn't very confident in my wine knowledge and in the wine space, right? Mm-hmm. And so I was coming from a background where I was an expert in my field, and I stepped into a space where I was a novice, and there was a lot of mistrust, second guessing, not being sure about things, and so we kind of wanted to test it on the folks who the wines were crafted for.
And that's where the tasting came in for me. Mm-hmm. Because my job as COO, Chief Operating Officer, I was initially the Chief Support Officer. And Chief Belief Officer. Like because, she had that, typical as any beginning entrepreneur switching industries has the imposter syndrome, but her vision was solid because she wanted to craft something that was her palate. So I believed in it, and it was wonderful. And she was trying to believe it was wonderful, and she knew it was good, but she didn't know how it would be received. So that took us to being, as we're telling you now. So if you haven't, the tasting kit. So, and I'll go to her on that because I'm having a cab right now.
Tasting kit is sort of micro servings of our wines, and they come in the big 5. And what you have is, a 1 glass pour. And it allows you to have the Wachira Wine Safari experience out of the comfort of your home. And if you're not ready to commit to a full 750 ml bottle, the tasting kit is your friend.
And this actually gives you an understanding of the different wines, the medals they've won, also descriptions of them. Behind that, you have our version of your fine wine tasting sheet with a flavor wheel and the different things you need to look at as you're from the color, the palate, the smell, and the overall, and the feel.
And again, the reason that is included, ever come to a tasting event, been at the tasting room, or interacted with us out in the community, we never tell you what to expect from the wines, because again, we're very counter wine culture in the sense that we don't adhere to the traditional wine norms, but that tasting wheel is in the kit for a reason, because it allows you to build your knowledge on wine while tasting these wines in the comfort of your home. So, my experience meeting folks at the tasting room was that discomfort of feeling like wine is not for you.
Muscat.
Like it's sort of this world that belongs to others, and we are over here. And so I want to build, I want to build you as a wine expert out of the comfort of your home. I want you to learn about these wines. I want you to feel comfortable to dinner and the waiter presents a wine list. I want you to have a knowledgeable conversation about the wine. And that's what this kit does for you. It brings that right home to you at the comfort of your dining table. Yeah. So my babies.
And that's the way they're listed on your sheet as well. And this is the way you taste them as well. Mm-hmm. And, welcome to all the viewers, the wine club members, the future wine club members, the family, the friends, the future friends and followers.
Yeah, that kit has 2 whites, the Chardonnay and the Muscat, the Cab for red, and our sparkling white.
And that Muscat, don't be afraid, it's not a Moscato. Mm-hmm. It is something a little different. So we call all of our wines California wine with a Kenyan accent. What that means is she did not do these wines to industry standards. She did them to her palate. And that is actually at the bottom here. California wine with a Kenyan accent. Mm-hmm. Now, tell me your story of how Wachira Wines came to be.
So again,
real quick.
So again, I have a background in science, quite a bit of time at Stanford Healthcare, working in neurosciences, working on clinical outcomes, and was fascinated by the science of wine. And especially because I could not find my palate reflected in that space. I'm Kenyan American, grew up eating Kenyan food, and could never find a wine that complemented Kenyan food. And a lot of my Californian wines love to be centerpieces. They like to be showpieces on a dining table, right? And Kenyan food is very flavorful.
So the wines are kind of like me, a companion piece. Yeah. It's
they're,
like a yin and yang.
It's a yin and yang, but they're complementary, right?
That's what yin and yang is.
Yeah, right. So it's not like they just sit over there and the dish is over there.
Okay. No, that's not a companion piece. That's an appetizer. I'm not an appetizer. I'm a companion piece. You can't. I mean, it's like we go well together.
Yes, we do.
All right.
Yeah, and so that's what it is. So the wine and the food are very complementary to each other. They're companions, and they go really well together. And the reason is why we named the winery Wachira. Mm-hmm. Again, my Wachira is my daddy's name. It's my father's name. And a lot of these wineries, around, in California, in Europe, wherever, around the world, they all feature the family name. Why not Wachira? It might be too challenging for folks to pronounce, maybe challenging for folks to remember. And I remember thinking, we say Tchaikovsky with as many letters as it has, mm-hmm. right? And as many syllables as it has. So I figured we'd learn how to say Wachira.
And people still say it wrong. That's been with us for 10 years.
Yeah.
But it doesn't matter. As long as you enjoy it, you drink it,
yeah,
and you're part of the family.
And then you're part of that legacy.
What does it represent? What does it represent to you beyond the bottle?
Well, for me, it's a lot more. I would have never envisioned my life as it is today. I'd have never envisioned the heights to which Wachira Wines would be at, or even Wachira Wines to start with, right? So for me, it's about letting that little girl who's watching this in Kenya, in the streets of Nairobi, I want her to know that she too can. That she is capable, that she is able, that she can go beyond the limitations of her environment.
Or even her imagination.
And dream big. I always say, dream in Technicolor.
And we can't go through all the things that's been accomplished,
yeah, like
State Department dinner in DC, but you can go to wachirawines.com and go to the press section. You can see some of the magazines, some of the industry things, some of the achievements and awards, and talk about the 34 medals we've won with the 5 wines. Mm-hmm. Have too much more time. Give me some information on your growth, what you see coming, and intentions, and how you plan on further building this legacy.
I want to dig deep. I want to dig deep into the community we're building here, our partners, business partners, community partners. But beyond that, I want to take this wine back home. I want to bring it to Nairobi. I want to bring it to a wine festival in Nairobi. I want to have it, on a table, on dining tables where it can be actually paired with the foods that it was crafted to be paired with. So that's sort of my long.
And that was part of her original thing, was to make wine here to fit the Kenyan palate and it can go along with the foods, but also to bring more California wine back to Kenya. And this is 2017, before wine was even doing it in East Africa. Now wine has been doing well, now we have the opportunity to do that.
Absolutely.
And then
Absolutely.
it's more of a thing of just, getting full circle.
It's a full circle moment. For me, it's just heading back to my roots.
Yeah. And I want to say
That is
thank
legacy.
you. That is legacy. Stay tuned for part 2 of this legacy edition. And you might see me again.
Cheers.
Cheers.